Welcome. The news today with Universal Parks News Today. I'm Tom Corliss. Here now the news for March 13th, 2023. While addressing Universal team members in an internal video, Mark Woodbury, the chairman and chief executive officer of Universal Parks and Resorts, announced that the division will change its name to Universal Destinations and Experiences. Quote, "When I started with the company, our division was called Universal Recreation Services Group. We had Hollywood Studio Tour and National Park Concessions. And when we expanded east to Orlando and added hotels, we changed our name to Universal Parks and Resorts. Now this continued growth and transformation brings with it a new opportunity to express our unique offering to guests, team members, and partners in a new way. So I'm thrilled to officially announce that we are changing the name of our division from Universal Parks and Resorts to Universal Destinations and Experiences." Woodbury went on to say that he believes that Universal Destinations and Experiences captures the thrilling place Universal holds in the hearts and minds of our audiences, and says the new name change further differentiates them from any and all competitors today and in the future. And no, we will not be changing the name of Universal Parks News Today to Universal Experiences News Today. We're gonna stay. Along with this announcement, Universal Orlando Resort unveiled new logos for their Florida resort and their theme parks. Universal's Islands of Adventure, Universal City Walk, Universal Studios Florida, and Volcano Bay all have those new logos. Here's the new logo for Islands of Adventure. The new logo features a version of the original globe and compass design, except the globe is now solid red and not a map of the world as seen in the original logo. The compass points have been toned down to a more weathered gold color as well. The redesigned City Walk logo has a contemporary feel with Universal in gold tones and City in faded pastel purples and Walk, which is a neon sign effect in vibrant purple. And here's the new logo for Universal Studios Florida. It didn't deviate too much from the present one, however, it does have a crisper look to it. And last but not least, the updated logo for Volcano Bay has a more formal appearance, whereas the former one conveyed a playful tone. Both logos incorporate the imagery of a volcano and water, yet the new version features a golden outline, while the previous design was a basic light green line drawing. Universal also even debuted a new logo for their upcoming theme park, Epic Universe. The new logo contains a different starry backdrop inside the compass, and the golden compass has less defined detail and the text is much larger. Another notable change as compared to the previous logo, it reads Universal Epic Universe rather than Universals. These are not great. There's been a lot of controversy on social media about these. This follows current trends, modern design, not only applying to the physical, but also corporate logos, right? This has been a thing. The Islands of Adventure logo is one of those theme park logos that I think gets as good as it gets. I think that logo, even though it's very 90s in some ways, I think forever stands the test of time. I think it is so emblematic of what that park is. Changing the Universal Studios Park logos, that doesn't bother me. Volcano Bay probably seems a little busy or not great. City Walk, I don't know if anyone cares. But Islands of Adventure, for me, that is the best Universal park on earth. It's the one that's most thematic and creative, and for them to sort of go with this generic font style and sort of tone down the compass and the globe, and it's bad. These are we live in the worst era of design. I'm really convinced of that. I think these logos show that. Universal Orlando Cinematic Celebration has officially ended its run at Universal Studios Florida to make way for a new nighttime spectacular. Cinematic Celebration began in 2018. It was performed in the Universal Studios Florida Lagoon with dedicated viewing in the Central Park grass. And it utilized fireworks, water curtains with projections, projection mapping, and over 120 fountains. It used footage from the films Harry Potter, Jurassic World, The Fast and the Furious, E.T., Despicable Me, Transformers, and more. Universal Orlando described the spectacular as an epic show with a colossal celebration of music, water, and light that transforms the park and takes you into the movies like never before. The announcement of the closure of the show was very sudden, not providing fans really a chance to say goodbye to the show. It's still listed in the Universal Orlando Resort app, but now says closed. For now, there will be no nighttime spectacular at Universal Studios Florida, as a debut date for a new show has not yet been announced. No details about a new show have been announced either, but we have seen them testing drones in the park as of late, so it would be assumed that whatever the new show is, it may incorporate these drones. We'll have to wait and see what that new show will be. Audience participation has returned to the Celestina Warbeck and the Banshees show in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Diagon Alley in Universal Studios Florida. Though Celestina and her Banshees have been performing again since late 2020, audience participation has been suspended due to COVID. During her regular show, Celestina has been performing just 3 of her songs: A Cauldron Full of Hot Strong Love, Beat Back Those Bludgers Boys, and Chuck That Quaffle Here, and You Stole My Cauldron, But You Can't Have My Heart. Prior to 2020, she also performed You Charmed the Heart Right Out of Me. This was the interactive number, but has been skipping that song for the last 3 years. As of this week, that song is back. At the beginning of this song, Celestina selects an audience member, usually a man, for her Banshees to bring on stage and dance with. She even gives him a blue boa to wear. You Charmed the Heart Right Out of Me is the 3rd song in the performance, which guests can catch periodically throughout the day in Carket Market, an offshoot of Diagon Alley. Celestina finishes the performance again with the You Stole My Cauldron, but You Can't Have My Heart, the title track of her top-selling album. This is great to see. This is probably my favorite piece of entertainment in any Universal park on Earth. Again, they wrote all these original songs. The performers are fantastic. I love this. I've actually been picked for this before, and it was a ton of fun. I love that this is back. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, The Vacationeer, the engineers of your next epic vacation. Sit back and let their team of vacation planning experts craft your family's next magical trip. The best part is their services are free. Visit www.travel for details. 1 plate, 2 plate, striped plate. That's not how that goes, but either way. The new design brings some whimsy and fun to Circus McGurkus and Seuss Landing at Islands of Adventure. The new serving plates and baskets add to the already fun circus atmosphere within the location. The red and white striped plates add to the theme, tying into the decor with the restaurant within the restaurant, matching the support post design in the queue. The new design also is echoed in the serving baskets that are also available when purchasing items from the menu. You can experience these changes for yourself when you visit, again, Circus McGurkus in Seuss Landing at Islands of Adventure. I don't know, the white and red striped plates just feel patriotic to me. I don't know, maybe it's an American circus, I don't know. On a trip to Universal Studios Hollywood, we noticed a new photo op promoting the upcoming Super Mario Bros. Movie. The fun doesn't stop there, as there are also a number of 3-dimensional warp pipes in front of the building and character graphics on the windows. The window graphics include Mario, Bowser, Donkey Kong, Princess Peach, Toad, and Cranky Kong. The main photo op features Mario's Kart, where guests can pretend they are racing against several characters, including Donkey Kong, Princess Peach, Mario, Toad, in what appears to be a monster truck, a spiny shell, and Cranky Kong, whose tricycle seems to feature the golden temple-styled head now that we get a slightly better look at him. The back shows Mario jumping through the air, surrounded by piranha plants, along with other iconic Mario obstacles and enemies. This photo op is also available at Universal Studios Florida, by the way. The Super Nintendo World Store at Universal Studios Hollywood has been a popular destination for fans of the iconic franchise, and now guests can purchase a number of new items to commemorate their visit to the store in City Walk. There's a Super Nintendo World sign for $25. It's just a wooden version of that Super Nintendo World logo. How great is this? It's suitable for mounting with a block on the back. There's also a Super Nintendo World Youth t-shirt for $40. It's a colorful shirt featuring our hero Mario ready for action in an all-over print that features Toad and Yoshi. And sorry, adults, just for kids. There's also a Super Nintendo World cooling towel, which will be great for those summer months. And if you like Mario and hate being hot, this may be the perfect item for you. It's 12 by 30 and claims to cool instantly when wet. And guests are even encouraged to wet it, wring it, and snap it. That's kind of how those work. You got to do that whole thing. Available now at City Walk. After a hiatus for the holidays, the nighttime lights at Hogwarts Castle will return to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter and Universal Studios Hollywood soon. A specific date and time has not yet been provided, but it usually is performed every 15 to 20 minutes. They are brought to life in a stunning spectacle of dazzling lights and music. Watch in awe from Hogwarts, and I think it's going to lead to even more. And like I said before, I'm excited for Pokemon, Zelda, and many more to come. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. Special shout out to all of our WIGS members watching who make the show happen every week. For more information on these stories and more, head on over to universalparksnewstoday.com. If you're enjoying the show, you can like this video, subscribe to Universal Parks News Today on YouTube for more great content, and click the bell for more notifications. Also, make sure to hit select all notifications so you never miss an episode of this show or any of our others. For UPNT, this is Tom Corliss saying, the future is whatever you make it, so make it a good one. I'm wearing the right shirt for that.